everybody, and welcome to GC360 News. I'm Justin Peacock.
And I'm Taylor Weldon. Thanks for joining us.
Our top story, a gesture of the community that turned ugly. The GC Theater Department invited elementary and middle school students from the area to join our campus for a viewing of the Willy Wonka show on Friday. After the show, the students were invited to eat at the Max, but it was meant to be a friendly outreach from the GC to our community. Took a turn for the worse when students attacked the kids on Yik Yak. Yik Yak is a new trending app for smartphones that allows users to anonymously post comments for their others in area to view. Insults were specific to the African American children within the dining hall. One comment said, "Take the race card and put it back in the deck, you stupid monkeys." Another said, "Somebody get up and auction them off." It's terrible stuff. GC President Steve Dorman took the extraordinary step of publicly condemning those who wrote the racist Yik Yak posts. An email from President Dorman went out on March 1st addressing the situation. Dr. Dorman said, "First, let me apologize to our guests for the inappropriate and offensive behavior of the few on our campus. Guests who visit our campus, particularly young among school children who may aspire to attend our institution in the future, are always welcome on our campus and should never be the subject of ridicule and insults." Promoting diversity is a major goal for Dr. Dorman. In his latest State of the University address, he specifically mentioned diversity as one of the major university's major initiatives.
The Friday Yik Yak incident also outraged many GC students. A group of Bobcats met over the weekend, and our Jerry Osborne covered the event. She filed this report, starting with an explanation of just what Yik Yak is.
Yik Yak allows people to post comments that can be seen by others in your immediate vicinity. The key to Yik Yak is that posts are anonymous, and that opens the door to abuse. In response to what happened on Friday with the students from the community, concerned GC students met to form a diversity plan. They held a meeting Saturday at the Smith House. That resulted in the formation of the GC Coalition and some very emotional expressions.
This whole situation is really incredibly frightening and dissettling and frankly scary. Our work is so not done. It's so not done. I don't even feel like we've started. Like, I feel like every single time something like this happens, we have to start over.
The coalition's aim is to bring the campus together and shed light on inequality that exists on campus. The coalition has created a logo to symbolize unity and positivity. The logo suggests social media hashtags such as #NotOK to spread the word. The group also plans to make posters and chalk on campus. Members have created a Facebook group called GC Coalition #NotOK. The long-term plan is to prevent a repeat of the kind of ugliness that happened Friday on campus. To get involved in this initiative, simply request to join the Facebook group to stay informed on upcoming meetings and activities. Before the Friday incident, we talked to students about Yik Yak.
Some people I know, they find it absolutely hilarious. Like, I have one friend and he is constantly trying to think of a funny Yik Yak to do. But some people are just like, no, that's stupid. But I don't know, it just depends.
I don't really know how I would feel about anonymous people posting things, just because when you take away the ability to know who's saying what, there's so much more freedom there, and people can abuse that freedom to go positive or negative.
Sadly, we saw the result of negativity on our campus. Reporting from GC360, this is Jerry Osborne.
Let's get a deeper perspective on this issue. Grace Nichols, the LBGT program coordinator and Pride Alliance advisor on campus, joins me now. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for
Grace,
having me.
Some of the authors, these offensive posts, responded by saying it was all in fun. We didn't mean any harm. What is your response to that statement?
I think a good reference there was also another statement sent out by the VP of Student Affairs and the Dean of Students, in addition to almost 50 students who gathered on Saturday to draft a statement in response to these events. It was said in that message that if the students feel that throwing racial slurs at children is amusing, then they've probably selected the wrong college to go to.
Absolutely.
I think, at the very least, it's negligent of the painful historical implications that some of those statements have. And I think we're finding ourselves in a time where we really need to confront our personal responsibility in this.
And what are some of the comments you've heard around campus regarding this issue, just from students, faculty, after it happened? What have you heard?
I think it's really important to highlight the sadness and the hurt. I think we're in a sort of moment of shock, really, too, but a moment of loss where we've kind of realized that we've gotten to this, we've come back to this strange place in our time where racial things like this are being thrown around without any regard for the impact of what's being said. So certainly a lot of affected students, faculty, and staff that are deeply shocked and offended that this is happening in our community. And I think reactions range from find these students and get them off of campus to a more restorative justice kind of approach. As far as I think we need to own that they are a part of our community, and we all played a role in the environment that has allowed these statements to be said. So as difficult as it might be, and this might be just more of a personal reaction, how can we embrace these students and find ways to educate them and transform them into better citizens of our world, for them and for us? I think that I think absolutely that they should be identified. I think that's part of it as far when it comes to personal accountability, or if they would like to come forward and admit to their actions and seek or provide some kind of apology. But I think if we seek to shame and shut out the people who have participated in this, then we have more wounded and broken people walking around us.
Absolutely. And that is such an important issue. It hits home for so many. So thank you so much for being here today to talk about it. Some of the authors of these offensive posts responded by saying, quote, "It was all in fun. We didn't mean any harm." A bill in the Georgia House entitled the Preservation of Religious Freedom Act has caused great controversy this week in the Southern gay community. Opponents say the bill would allow businesses and individuals to refuse service to homosexuals if serving them would violate their religious beliefs. The bill died in the Georgia House, but the issue could arise again in the next legislative session.
A bill that didn't die would allow for limited use of medical marijuana in Georgia. The Georgia House has passed the bill which would legalize a liquid form of medical marijuana to treat cancer, seizures, and certain other things. The next thing to watch is what will happen when the bill is considered in the Senate.
Last week, Georgia College students participated in an effort to let people know that many people on this planet do not have enough food to eat. Reporter Kyle Shanahan caught up with students last Friday to learn more and to witness their participation in the climactic 30-hour fast.
Friday marked the tail end of a week full of events for participants in Georgia College's One Week event. 1 week, a week-long effort by Georgia College students to raise awareness about global hunger, climaxed with a number of GC students participating in a 30-hour fast, hosted in part by sorority Gamma Sigma.
30-hour famine is what it's called, and it's an event that World Vision has, and so like different campus organizations do it. It's usually put on by a church. The goal is to raise funds to like feed a child for a month, which is $35. That's like the set goal for everybody to participate. The tagline is that we don't eat for 30 hours so others don't have to. All the funds that we raise here tonight are going to go to any country of our choice. Like there's a list of countries that they have. And we can pick whichever country needs it the most, and then it gives us like a list of where the money is going, like what it's going towards. Like most of it's food assistance, but there's like some health stuff that they need assistance with too. Our goal for Georgia College was to raise $1,000, and we surpassed our goal today. So we have $1,200 right now, and that feeds three kids for an entire year.
According to U.S. Census data, almost 45% of Milledgeville's population is living below the poverty line. How are students participating in 1 week trying to change that?
I believe personally that college students and university age students are the largest untapped resource in probably the world. We're the only people who actively go out and seek causes to support. We're the only people with the means and the time to help out, and we're the people who are young enough and passionate enough to make a difference. I really believe that 1 week can shape into something that would completely turn Baldwin County around, and I believe that through organizations like Bobcats Against Hunger, the nonprofit leadership, and Gamma Sig, we can see that change.
Reporting for GC360, this is Kyle Shanahan.
Coming up, a look backstage of the making of GC's theater department's production of Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. Stay tuned.
Over 13 million people are affected by famine, war, and drought in the Horn of Africa.
When you hear about suffering on this scale, you feel powerless.
But there's hope, because saving lives doesn't take a lot.
It just takes a lot of us.
Text a donation of $10, but do more than donate. Forward the facts to everyone you know.
Forward from our site.
Forward on Facebook.
And forward on Twitter.
We are the relief.
Looking for these? You drive Buzzed. It could be one very expensive ride.
First, you gotta make bail. Then pay me to get your car back.
Your insurance premiums will go through the roof.
And my legal fees just keep adding up. All told, it could end up costing you $10,000.
Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Calling all pizza lovers. If you haven't heard by now, Doughboy Pizza is the new restaurant downtown specializing in fresh-made to-order pizza. Our reporter Callie Wiley checked out the new establishment and found out some of the challenges of running a privately owned business in downtown Milledgeville. Here's a closer look.
There's a new pizza place in Milledgeville serving up slices to the community. Doughboy Pizza boasts made-to-order, fresh pizza, and is already popular among locals and college students. Stephen Hood, a Milledgeville native, is the mastermind behind the pizza.
Milledgeville, my grandparents are from here. I grew up here pretty much as far as I grew up on Lake St. Clair all the time. Has a really nice local family base, so I found this place by chance. So I tried in November to sign up, got it, and I've been happy with it ever since.
What separates Doughboy Pizza from other local competition?
We make our dough fresh every day. It's made every afternoon. It sits in our cooler to proof until the next morning until it's used.
Doughboy Pizza is a new privately owned franchise in town. Milledgeville already has established pizza joints, but Doughboy says their recipe sets them apart from the competition.
What sets us apart, and I don't know, I mean, I had Amici's Pizza, I've had the Bricks Pizza, and people love that. We make everything on site here.
Stephen Hood has encountered all the struggles of a new business owner, but seeks to push forward and continue his passion for pizza against his competitors. To appeal to the college students, they are open late night every Thursday and Saturday till 3 a.m. with a special menu.
That come through. We do cheese slices and pepperoni slices, but we also offer a large cheese or large pepperoni because I'm not going to gouge everybody if you come in with a group and you need more than one slice.
Doughboy Pizza expects more success once they obtain their liquor license and looks to expand in the future.
And if we do that, we're going to do live music, karaoke, trivia nights, and hold small parties in the back in the balcony area.
For GC360, I'm Callie Wiley. Thanks for watching.
The Georgia College Theater Department lit up the stage last weekend with the Willy Wonka show, or Milly Wonka, as it has been nicknamed around campus. But before the actors performed, I had the opportunity to go backstage for an exclusive sneak peek at all the pre-show commotion.
When we come back, Nick and Joby will report with our weekly sports update.
And there's a new sport craze on campus. All this and more on GC360.
When you throw away money on wasted electricity, you're throwing away everything you could have bought with it. Saving energy saves you money. Learn more at energysavers.gov.
Cook foods to the right temperature using a food thermometer. 3,000 Americans will die from food poisoning this year. Keep your family safer. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov.
Welcome back to GC360. I'm Nick Landon.
And I'm Joby Peoples. I hope you all are ready to get into it today because we're here with a look at what's going on in the sports world. We start with a look at a place where sports and violence meet. Reporter Emil Hellerud explains.
Humiliation, pain, or worse. The consequences of violence are often unwanted, but there are those who seek out violence for fun. Frank Mullis is one of them. He is not an assailant or a robber. He is a trainer in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
I don't see it as violence. You know, everybody calls it violence, but I think it's just it's humans' reactions to fear and anger. And so by being involved in martial arts, I can generally tell when somebody is getting ready to escalate to violence.
He has learned the essence of self-defense, to know where to be and where not to be, to know what to say and what not to say, and to know when to say it and when not to say it. To use minimal effort to control a larger person.
If you don't know a dog, don't go pet it. You certainly wouldn't kick it, you know. And so I think a lot of times is that we can just walk away and we choose not to. But other times we walk away and we shouldn't have chosen to walk away. I've seen times in which, you know, people who are very skilled at martial arts, you know, who've gotten really hurt in fights because they could handle one guy, but they didn't realize the guy had several friends. And, you know, in situations where, you know, guys knew very little, who've only trained with me a couple of months, who have been assaulted and were able to handle themselves.
But if I'm attacking you, if we end up in a fight on the street, and we start wrestling, I'm attacking you. What are you going to do to me?
Well, generally, I'm not going to play more of a sport because I'm going to control you here. And I'm going to start tying you up.
What if I try to hit you here?
Let's see, I'm bringing my arm up.
Yeah. And if I start kicking and you realize you can't really hold me there.
If I can't hold you there?
Yeah.
Then I'm going to sweep. And then I'm going to get up. And I'm going to choke.
And that is control. Reporting for GC360, this is Emil Hellerud.
Man, talk about some intense stuff,
Right?
Nick. I know you think about that all the time, don't
Every
you?
hour of every day.
All right, so keep a lookout. We might have an upcoming package on
Always.
Nick,
Yeah.
the new MMA fighter.
Been training a lot, lifting weights and
Lifting weights, all right.
and eating right.
Lifting weights and eating right. All right, how's
It's
that
what it
working out
takes.
for you?
It's not.
No?
It's not working out.
No, not yet. That's okay.
Not quite.
That's
Nope.
okay. I mean, it takes practice. It takes a long time.
A lot of practice.
Yeah.
But I think I've got the attributes to be
Like
able to do
what?
it. Like I'm really fast.
You're
Only like above average fast.
above average fast. All right.
And then I'm like okay strong, you know.
Well, lifting those weights might help you out.
It's getting better.
Are you taking any supplements to help you with
None.
this?
It's illegal.
No, the legal ones. They're organic. They're good for you, so they'll go along with this healthy eating thing.
I still feel like that's cheating.
Maybe.
So.
I don't know. I think that you'd be pretty good.
In other more unconventional sports news, there is a new sport that is rapidly gaining popularity on campus called speedball. If you like soccer, football, and ultimate frisbee, then this is the sport for you. Jorge Santander reports with a first-hand look at how to play the game.
Bobcat fans have a new reason to cheer as a new sport is sweeping the Georgia College campus, speedball.
Speedball is like a combination of ultimate frisbee, soccer, and football.
Speedball is a mixture of soccer and football. The objective is to throw the ball or kick the ball into the end zone. And if the ball touches the ground, you have to play soccer with it until someone can catch it.
The hard thing about it is if it bounces or it's on the ground, you have to either kick it up to yourself or it has to hit some other body part other than your hands, kind of like handball in soccer. You have to kick it up, and then you can either dribble it on the ground or you can kick it up to yourself and catch it.
With its diverse style of play, speedball has something for everyone.
Well, it's a lot of running. It's kind of like soccer in that you have to run. But it's really cool because it's really diverse because you can dribble like soccer, you can run with it like a football. There's throwing, kicking, all that kind of stuff. So it kind of gets the best parts of each sport, I would say.
Well, I'm a basketball player, so I like a fast-paced game, and I love how it's always moving, it's always changing, constant turnovers and quick scoring.
Just like the gameplay, scoring in speedball is also diverse.
Try and score by getting or catching the ball in one end zone. If someone throws it to you in the end zone, it's 2 points. If they kick it, it's 3.
Despite the current rapid growth and popularity the club is experiencing, speedball had a slow start at Georgia College, as Schreckenberger had a hard time publicizing and gaining a loyal following.
It was really tough. I started my spring semester of my freshman year, and no one wanted to play then. And then last semester I got some good recruiters to come out and help me out with it. And then this semester it's just taken off, and now I have at least 20 people doing it.
The team plays their first game on Saturday, March 8th at home against Georgia Tech on the intramural fields. Reporting for GC360, I'm Jorge Santander.
Well, that's a wrap for sports this week. Be sure to check out the first speedball game this Saturday, March 8th against Georgia Tech at the West Campus intramural fields. Stay tuned for entertainment, where we report on Georgia College's newest male beauty pageant winner.
And we visited our good friends at Buffington's to see what all the laughter is about. Stay tuned.
The average text takes your eyes off the road for nearly 5 seconds.
Welcome home, man.
Welcome back. I'm Jerry Osborne with your entertainment news. Buffington's hosted a comedy night last week, which featured some special guests performing in their underwear. Let's see what went on in the Buff.
I'm in downtown Milledgeville at Buffington's, where tonight they are putting on quite the unique show, Underwear Comedy. A comedian from Atlanta on a nationwide tour has decided to stop by Milledgeville and round up some local comedians, where they're going to perform their acts bearing almost all. Why Milledgeville?
I heard there's lots of college girls here.
Actually, I know some of them. That they convinced me to come. That's actually why I came.
And that's why. So is this a all underwear all the time kind of thing?
Yeah, everyone. I tour the country, host a show, and then have local comics like tonight perform in their underwear.
So ladies, is it boxers or briefs?
What was JFK wearing when they shot him? Because that's what I pick.
Boxers or briefs?
Boxer briefs. It's the middle ground.
Okay.
Business casual.
From boxers to tighty whities, it was an entertaining night for all who attended the underwear comedy party to see comedians almost in the buff at Buffs.
Man, those guys really let it all hang out. And last night, GC360 reporter Betsy Lamb hung out with the winner of Alpha Delta Pi's King of Diamonds, freshman Jack Thomas. He won the crowd over with his talents of Aaron Carter dancing. Remember Aaron Carter? I Want Candy? Who doesn't like seeing boy band dancing? Apparently it worked its magic on the crowd. Thomas beat Colin Shirley, who did a rap about 441 Highway in Milledgeville. Congratulations, Thomas. Keep on booging. Well, that's a wrap for entertainment this week. Back to you, Justin and Taylor.
Thank you, Jerry. That's all the time we have for this week on GC360. I'm Justin Peacock.
And I'm Taylor Weldon. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next week.
And, Taylor, I really think that interview today kind of, expressed just the negativity that people just irresponsibly post on social media venues like that, anonymously,
I think
hiding
the fact
behind.
that it's anonymous definitely emboldens people
Absolutely,
to say
and
things
it's,
that they would never normally
it's upsetting to
feel
talk
is
about the
appropriate.
oppression of a race of people 200 years and just blatantly throw out their garbage gutter mouth just to anyone, and it's offensive. I can't say that I understand it firsthand, but it shows ignorance when everyone should be here furthering, their education. So things like that shouldn't be coming out of the mouths of Georgia College students, in my opinion.
And an even sadder thing is that it's not the first time that something like this has happened. In the email from Dr. Dorman, he said all the previous times that this type of thing has been an issue.
Absolutely.
So hopefully in the future we'll be able to find common ground and realize what is and is not appropriate.
Yeah. Well, hey, that actually is all the time we have this week on GC360 News. Thanks for tuning in and come back next week.